Ever since the great empire of Disney acquired Star Wars, there's been a number of serious problems that have plagued the franchise and angered fans, with one of the most egregious being the treatment of legacy characters, or rather, their mistreatment. Almost every single main character from the original trilogy has suffered under the new Disney era of Star Wars, from Han being unceremoniously killed off, Leia being relegated to little more than a support character, Lando being AWOL throughout most of the sequels, and of course, who can forget the cowardly Luke who gave up and abandoned his friends? These characters, who made Star Wars, were tossed aside in a rushed attempt to recapture the magic, but not all of them suffered this fate. There was one who not only escaped, but rose up and thrived under Disney. A juggernaut whose legend has grown and whose power has been more thoroughly put on display now than the original trilogy could have ever hoped to accomplish. And in one small soundbite, you know everything you need to know about him. That's right. Today, we're going to be talking about none other than Darth Vader. Everyone knows who Darth Vader is. Even if you've never seen a single Star Wars film before, I'm willing to wager that you know who this man is. Although, now that I think about it, you probably wouldn't be watching a video about Darth Vader if you didn't watch Star Wars. Anyway, Darth Vader. One of the greatest villains and icons in pop culture history. You could argue that Star Wars wouldn't be half as massive as it is without him. But amidst a sea of poor choices and character-destroying moments made by Disney to the legacy characters, he has somehow completely avoided the Mouse's wrath and has managed to become one even more badass of a character than before in recent years. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to focus on just the live-action appearances of Darth Vader and omit the recent comics and Star Wars Rebels. I'm not discounting either of those at all. I'm just not super familiar with the comics, and it's been a while since I've watched those episodes of Rebels. Now, when I think about Darth Vader, I think of two things: power and fear. And throughout the original trilogy, I'd say that he projected the fear part of the equation quite easily. His officers feared him, our heroes could never really hope to defeat him, and his presence alone was enough to captivate audiences for generations. However, I always found the power side to be a bit lacking. We knew he was powerful in the dark side, he always talked about it, but aside from tossing a couple of crates at Luke on Bespin and choking out a few incompetent Imperial officers, he never really did much with the Force, and in my mind, fear and power need to go hand in hand for Vader. Enter 2016's Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Vader has made his first live-action appearance in 11 years, and the filmmakers are out to make his return something really special. And I don't have to tell you that Darth Vader did not disappoint. Along with the classic choking out of overzealous officers and his new terrifying monolith on Mustafar, we were treated to arguably one of the most incredible scenes in Star Wars history. The rebellion has been hammered by the Empire and is in a rush to escape with the plans of the Death Star. The survival of the rebellion and the hope of the galaxy rest in the hands of just a few brave men, but as they struggle to escape through a jammed door, an ominous figure stands just beyond their sight. What can I say about this scene? Really, what? It's just perfect. If someone asked me to describe Vader to them, I would just play them this scene. That's it. The power, the terror, in this moment, the idea of Vader being an unstoppable force of evil is forever cemented, and the scope of his abilities is finally given the screen time that it deserves. Now, up until now, I had been completely satisfied with just seeing Vader in Rogue One. I felt that they really couldn't possibly top that hallway scene. But thankfully, I was very wrong. 2022's Kenobi brought back fan favorite Obi-Wan, but Darth Vader was the man to steal the show. His presence loomed over the entire show. Even when he wasn't on screen, you could almost feel the darkness and fear he caused Obi-Wan. And when he was on screen, oh boy, This Vader is not the man that Luke redeemed and saved at the end of Return of the Jedi. Oh no, this Vader is at the height of his evil. A man so twisted by the dark side and so full of rage that he would not hesitate to snap the necks of innocent civilians just to draw out Kenobi. A man so caught up in the need for revenge that he would drag Kenobi through the flames just to show him how it felt. And a man so powerful that he can pluck an escaping ship right from the air and rip it apart in mere moments, fueled only by his rage. Despite its faults, the Kenobi show really showcased Vader in ways that I did not expect to see. Another example I'd like to throw out is Vader's fight with Reva the Inquisitor. Now, fight is a very strong word, and it doesn't describe the embarrassment that Vader brought to Reva as she flailed around trying to hit him, only to be stopped by the easiest of Force movements. Hell, Vader even steals her lightsaber, snaps it in half, and tosses one side to her just so she can try and fight. The sheer level of disrespect and the very visible power gap was just another one of those ways to drive home Vader's true might against what was really a dangerous opponent to Kenobi. Before I wrap up, I wanted to mention one final thing that I really never expected to see from Vader, and that was the emotional damage brought upon Kenobi as he looked into his broken face and heard the voice of what was once Anakin Skywalker.
I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
I can't really describe this scene aside from one word: pain. The emotional climax here really brought it all home for me. And yeah, I know that Rebels did this first with Ahsoka, but honestly, I did not care. I wanted to see Hayden's face and hear his voice. I grew up with him and Ewan, and to see this pay off as an adult, I really can't describe the satisfaction. I never expected to see Disney get Vader right. Not after what happened with everyone else. But I can honestly say that I'm happy with how they treated him. But what do you guys think? How did Disney treat Vader to you, and what about the other characters? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I know we took a bit of a hiatus to rest up and focus, but we're really glad to be back working and appreciate you sticking with us. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We always appreciate hearing from you. And as always, cheers.